Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Today I would like to present my research proposal entitled The Influence of Sources of Self-Efficacy on Vocational Teachers' Competency in Green Technology Integration. Okay, when we talk about preparing future workers for sustainable industries, technical skills alone are no longer enough. Teachers themselves need to be competent in integrating green technology into their teaching. Therefore, this study focuses on understanding what makes vocational teachers feel feel capable and confident in carrying out that responsibility. Okay, we move on into the background and our problem statement. The motivation for this study comes from the increasing emphasis on sustainability worldwide. In Malaysia, initiatives such as the National TVET Policy 2030 and the Net Zero Carbon Emission Target highlight the importance of developing green skills among future workers. Since vocational teachers are responsible for training these future workers, they play a crucial role in ensuring that green technology concepts are embedded in education. However, not all teachers integrate green technology in the same way. Some teachers are highly confident and actively incorporate green practices into their lessons, while others may feel less prepared or lack confidence to do so. This difference raises an important question. The question is what actually influence a teacher's confidence and competency in integrating green technology. Okay. One possible explanation is self-efficacy, which refers to a person's belief in their own ability to perform a task successfully. Although self-efficacy has been widely discussed in educational research, there is still limited evidence regarding which specific source of self-efficacy has the greatest influence on green technology competency among vocational teachers. This is a research gap that my study aims to address. Now we move on to the research objective. To address this issue, four objectives have been developed. First, I would like to determine the level of self-efficacy sources among vocational teachers. Second, I will identify the level of their competency in green technology integration. Third, I will examine whether there is a relationship between self-efficacy and competency. And finally, I will determine which source of self-efficacy is the strongest predictor of competency. This objective will provide a clearer understanding of how teachers develop confidence and capability in green technology practices. Now, into the conceptual framework, this study is grounded in Bandura's self-efficacy theory. According to Bandura, individuals develop self-efficacy through four main sources. The first is mastery experiences, which are based on previous successful experience. The second one is vicarious experience, where individuals can gain confidence by observing others succeed. The third is social persuasion, such as encouragement and positive feedback from colleagues or supervisors. The fourth is physiological and affective states, which include emotions, stress level, and feelings of confidence. In this study, these four sources are expected to influence teachers' competency in green technology integration. Among them, mastery experience are expected to have the strongest influence because Successful past experience often strengthen confidence in performing similar tasks in the future. We move on into the methodology. To investigate these relationships, a quantitative cross-sectional survey design will be used. The study will involve vocational teachers as the target population. Data will be collected using a structured questionnaire distributed through Google Forms. A purposive sampling, a purposive sampling approach will be applied because respondents must have relevant experience in vocational education. The expected sample size is between 357 and 400 respondents. Using a survey allows data to be collected efficiently from a larger number of teachers and provides sufficient information for statistical analysis. Okay, data analysis. Once the data are collected, descriptive statistics will first be used to determine the levels of self-efficacy and competency. Next, person correlation analysis will be conducted to examine whether a relationship exists between the variables. Finally, multiple regressions analysis will be used to identify which source of self-efficacy contributes most strongly to competency in green technology integration. This analysis is particularly important because it allows us to move beyond simply identifying relationship and determine the most influential factor. Okay, the significance and the expected outcomes. Okay, the findings of this study are expected to contribute both theoretically and practically. From a practical perspective, the findings may help TVET institutions and policymakers design more effective training programs that strengthen teachers' confidence and competency in green technology integration. From a research perspective, the study will contribute to existing literature by providing evidence on the role of different self-efficacy sources in a TVET context. Overall, I expect to find a positive relationship between self-efficacy and competency, with mastery experience emerging as the strongest predictor. Okay, the conclusion. In conclusion, this study seeks to understand how different sources of self-efficacy, influence vocational teachers' competency in green technology integration. By identifying the most influential source, the study can provide useful insight for developing more confident, competent, and sustainability-oriented vocational educators. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.